job, and then 3 months later they complain they don't get paid enough and they're not doing their job.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are enjoying our new intros where we just start and it's just happening, and I prefer it that way actually. You find us mid-conversation. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Uncovering Greatness podcast. I am your co-host Sully, and today I am joined by the greatest sales trainer on the planet. This is my intro.
Okay, thanks.
I don't know why you don't like taking compliments. Today I'm joined by Barry
You see,
Mitchell.
that planet, depends which planet, it could be
All the
Mars.
planets. Hey,
Uranus.
Musk is going to Mars. Must be good because Musk is going
Just as long as it's not on the planet of Uranus.
No, it won't be that one. How you doing, Barry? How goes it? How goes it?
Yeah, good on you, Sully. Nice to see you. Another Monday, another week.
Yes,
week.
yes.
Another week closer to the end of the year, another week closer to the beginning of a new year. Yeah. So
I think this is.
Better not say Donald Trump on this one because I lost some subscribers. I lost some subscribers last week.
That was so
man.
weird. You didn't even listen to the whole thing. You just listened to the first. It was like the first 4 seconds, and then people. Yeah, but whatever.
Anyway, that's life.
That's if you thought that one was bad, you'll tune out in this one very quickly. Today we are talking about taking. Take. That's the world we live in now, right? People just take.
Yeah, I think, and you and I were chatting about it the other day. I actually dropped Sully a voice note, and I said, hey, but I really want to talk on this because it's really something that's I suppose irritating me, and I see it in a lot of business where I go, and it's this thing of people taking. We seem to be living in a world where everyone thinks they're entitled just to take. You know, I watch people, they complain because they can't get a job. So they go for an interview. They do all the hard work to get a job. They get a job. And then 3 months later, they're not doing their job. And they're complaining why they're not frigging getting paid enough. And it's not fair. Instead of actually just doing the job.
Yeah.
Get a job, do the job. And when you deliver on what you promise you're going to do, then you can ask for more. So that's the one side of taking. The other side is being given something, like a tender, for example.
Yeah.
And then just fucking off and not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
And taking the money and taking the pay. And it's not only tenders. You watch it all over. I speak to clients, they say, I engaged with a supplier to do this, paid them, and then I've never heard from the supplier before, they're gone.
Which is mad. Like that's such a crazy thing. And I mean, like I was saying to you before we started, I'd heard it on the radio, and I can't remember, I think it might have been around the bridges, because they're saying that our bridges are going to collapse and stuff like that. And it was they basically said that it went out to tender, and basically 2 people before had received payments, started the work, and then just vanished. They were gone. Companies no longer existed, they just disappeared. And then the person who they were going to choose first ended up re-getting the tender, finishing the job, but they didn't choose him the first time around because he wasn't going to take the way that they wanted to take. He was going to do the right thing. And we see that more and more in the world nowadays, right? Like people just wanting to take for their own benefit, no matter what happens to anybody else involved.
I just think there's this, we've got into this, I don't know, culture and mindset in the world of huge selfishness. And I come first, and it's all about me. And I will only do it if I get, and how much am I going to get out of it? We seem to have lost the ability to serve in the world. Go serve others, go do stuff for other people, and understand that there's a principle in play, a principle called the principle of exchange, or the principle of reciprocity. What I sow, I will reap. But people sort of, just want to take.
Why do you think that's happened?
It's because we're in a selfish friggin' world, man. Because I think because a lot of our leadership takes, and people are being taught that the way to get stuff is just take it. If you want something, take it. Somebody else has shit that you don't have, that you want, and you're worse off than them. So if you want it, just take it. I want a business, so I'll take it. I want land, I'll take it. I want I want a job, I'll take it. If I don't get it, well, I'll destroy it. And I think, if you bring it back to business, if you get a job, do the job, guys. Do the job. Do what you promised to do. If you get a contract with a client, deliver on the client. Deliver on what you promise you're going to get. And when that person is delivered, pay them what you agreed to pay them. And guess what? That wheel starts turning in the right way. And people start creating fair and equitable exchange.
Yeah, I mean, like you said it in the beginning, which is actually so spot on, right? If you get a job, do the job, then you can ask for an increase. Don't, just because you're showing up at work doesn't mean you deserve an increase. You didn't do the work, right? If you were to sit down with your boss and your boss is saying, this is your contract, this is what you're supposed to deliver on, and you don't deliver on those things, why are you entitled to an increase?
Yeah, what comes to mind, I was talking with a client the other day, is we were talking about, brand promises and promises clients make, and I don't know if it still exists with McDonald's, but as far as I remember, McDonald's used to have a promise that if anything off the menu you should be able to deliver within 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. I think that was their promise, yeah. and then the promise was if it wasn't in 2 minutes, you could get the meal for free. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what happens these days? You go to one of those fast food joints. You should be able to get anything off the menu anytime until closing, yeah. And you get to the drive-thru and they tell you to go park over there. Mm. Why? Because they're circumventing the system. They're not actually following the process that they're being paid to follow to deliver to the client. So it's much easier just to cut corners just in case. So you go wait 10 minutes, but the little clicker that said the client arrived, the client ordered, the client left gets clicked over. And so it's this game of cheating the system. And you know what happens? So when you cheat the system for long enough, the system will cheat you back, and ultimately you'll get screwed. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Live wrong by other people, they'll wrong you. And so, whatever you're going to deliver on, deliver above and beyond, and make sure that you're in exchange.
So, do you think that people don't understand exchange? That's why they do what they do? Or is it just a thing of, well, I don't care about exchange and what's going to happen? Whatever, I need to do it now, right?
I think we live in, you say a very important word there, now. People want stuff now. I want money now, so you must give it to me now. Yeah. Expenses are going up, so you must give me money now. The deal is in business, guys, is you earn a salary to deliver on A, B, and C because that was your agreement. It's not the business owner's fault that expenses have gone up. Okay, so you go, if your job is to move this bottle from over here to over here, and you get paid $100 a month or 100 Rand a month to do that, well, go do that. If your expenses are going up because of inflation, that's not the company's problem. Deliver on this. When you get to the end of the year, if you delivered on this, you put yourself in a much better position to ask for an increase. But what do people do? I will stuff you, times are tough, and you won't give me an increase, so I'm not going to do what I agreed to do. So now what happens is, because you're my boss and you're not giving me the money that I want, I'm not going to do what we have agreed to do for an amount of money, but I want more money, so I'm not going to do this. So guess what? So you don't now go do that, and everything falls apart. Then that business crashes, and then guess who gets blamed? The manager or the owner of the business. Oh, it's your fault now we don't have a job. No, it's this desire for people just to be able to take and have without delivering back.
So how do we shift that? How do we, from your perspective, how do we change that sort of behavior?
Well, it's a mindset change for each individual. Are you serving? One, are you serving? And two, are you delivering on your promise? When you make a promise, are you delivering on the promise? Then are you holding other people to deliver back on their promise? It's like we pay tax. Yeah. What happens to our tax? Now this could open a whole frigging can of worms. We pay tax, so you pay tax. Yeah. Well, whoever's taking and utilizing our taxes, are they in exchange and delivering back on their promise? No. Because we have potholes, we have all the other stuff that doesn't work, there's people living in shacks, wada. So they're out of exchange. So guess what happens? So now people go, well, I'm not going to pay tax, instead of actually holding the people accountable who are utilizing taxes.
I mean, it's interesting that you bring up tax because of this whole situation that's happening with Eskom and City of Johannesburg, because that to me, it sounds like two organizations that are out of exchange with each other. Yeah. Right? So City of Johannesburg, well, Eskom is saying we provided the electricity, when they did.
Yeah.
City of Johannesburg is not paying them for what they supply.
Yes.
So now Johannesburg, Eskom is saying we're going to shut off the power in Gauteng because...
And so they should. Because, and have they been paid by people like you and me who use the power?
Yes, they have.
Well,
That is there.
so guess what's now going to happen is Eskom now cuts off City of Joburg. City of Joburg now has no power. City of Joburg now can't honour their agreement with you and me, but we've paid them for the power.
And now
Because someone somewhere in the middle decided to do whatever they did with that money that was not designed for what they did, instead of actually just paying their friggin' bill. So and that's what happens. So now they get out of exchange. Now they're going to get a whole lot of pissed off people, and that will create a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And nothing works.
So I'm
So
just...
it's this entitlement of you. If I want more, you better give me more, and if I want to do whatever I want to do with what I've been given, I will. No, that's
So you had said what we need to do to sort of fix the mindset, right? And I think that this word, I feel, is something that people misunderstand a lot, which is to serve.
yeah.
What does to serve mean to you, from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, to serve, and I think this is a core fundamental in business. Serving for me is doing things with the ability to help and assist and better the lives of other people.
Okay.
Okay, help and assist and better the lives of other people. So I have a job. Okay, my job is, and you're my boss. My job is to make sure that I serve you by doing my job. That I add value to your life. That you don't have to keep coming back to me and asking me, Barry, did you make your phone calls? Barry, did you follow up on this? Barry, did you deliver the product? All the things that I've agreed to do anyway. You know, if you think about it, we people in business are all meant to be adults. But I have to phone you and say, Sully, your job is to deliver that package every Monday. Did you deliver it?
No.
Well, cuck, man. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Your job, and you're getting paid for it. But at the end of the month, if I pay you late, you're the first one that'll rock up and say, why haven't I been paid?
Yeah.
You know, why haven't I been paid?
What's going on?
But yet people will not deliver on the core things that they agreed to deliver on. I agree I'll put this on a machine. I agree I'll rock up to work on time. I agree I will make my phone calls every day. But God help them, the person that doesn't pay them at the end of the friggin' month. You know, I often say this in businesses. I say, you know, if payroll is the one area in most businesses that operates friggin' like clockwork every single month.
Yeah.
26th, 27th, 28th, or whatever day you get paid, every single employee generally can expect that they're going to get paid on those days. Okay.
Yeah.
And they expect it, and they would. Could you imagine 26th comes and the employers are like, where's my pay? And the employee lady said, oh, well, I'm on a holiday for 2 weeks, sorry, I forgot to pay you guys. All hell would break loose. But why the friggin' heck is that okay for people to do in their day-to-day jobs? Why is it okay for the sales guy not to make his calls? Why is it okay for the delivery guy not to deliver? Why is it okay for the stock guy not to count stock? Why? So if every single person in every single business treated their job like the HR department treated payroll, how efficient and effective would our jobs, would our businesses, our jobs, our governments, our roles be?
Massively. Yeah.
And you'd end up serving everybody by delivering on what you promise, and we'd be in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? When you put it like that, you kind of, because if you don't, when you're not delivering for an entire month, you know that the 26th you're still gonna get paid. Like you said, there's the expectation.
Yes.
If, let's just say there was going to be a delay in payment, you still expecting to be communicated to.
100%.
Delivering on what
And then you'll be pissed off even when someone does communicate.
I'm not even more upset. But when you don't deliver, you don't communicate that you don't deliver.
Then people make excuses. And that goes to the other thing, is lack of responsibility.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of my favourite flip charts I learned from Blair Singer was the below the line flip chart.
Yeah.
Responsibility above the line, below the line, excuses, justification, denial, laying blame. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one thing, that the problem I believe we have is everyone is so friggin' self-serving and look after me, I, stuff everyone else until I get what I want. So, yeah, just if you have a job, do the job. Do the job. Honor yourself above anybody and do your job. If you are doing business with clients, deliver on your service, deliver on your promise. And that's the game. Stop taking, because in this game of it's take. And eventually when you take, you get out of kilter, you get out of exchange, it'll right itself. It has to right itself, because exchange is a universal principle. It's one of God's laws. It's like gravity. It's always going to happen. It's true in all cases. So make sure you're in exchange. Deliver on what you promise. Stop taking. Start adding value.